Hello there. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to compare and select the right estimating software for your building company. My name is Joanna Mulgrew and I'm the Operations Director here at HBXL Building Software. HBXL Building Software specialise in software tools to help building firms improve their businesses, perhaps improve their quality of life and ultimately their profitability. My role here as Operations Director often involves choosing software and solutions for our business, and hopefully today I can share with you some of my thoughts and tips on how to choose the right solution. So I'm not going to talk today about choosing the software that's 100% accurate or that's glitch free. You should be expecting that, as de facto. However, today I'm going to be talking you through some other areas that you perhaps need to explore with the software provider of your choice. So I've only got 10 minutes today. I'm going to crack on and whiz through my first tip for you today. So my first tip is about suitability. I'm stating the obvious here, but what is your line of work today? Perhaps you're an electrical subcontractor. You might not therefore need the full estimating toolkit that would handle new builds. So that's perhaps overkill for your business. Or maybe you're a joiner today and you're looking at getting into extension work, or where you're perhaps home extending today, but you want to get into new build and property development. So you need to consider where you are today, but also at the same time having a think about where you want to grow the business, because the software, a good package, will help you grow your business. And therefore the software needs to grow with you. So have a think about what you want now, but have an eye on where you are headed. Not as exciting perhaps, but the outputs from the software. What do you want from the software once you've done your estimate that is hopefully very accurate? What do you want? A basic quotation, or would you rather have a very detailed professional quotation that's going to help you win the work? Maybe you need SMM7 or NRM as it is now, outputs, your professional bill of quantities. Do you want profit reports? Do you want cash flow schedules? Do you want a Gantt chart? Do you want material schedules, what you need on site, where and when? Have a think about that, because different software packages have different outputs once you've completed the estimate. The estimate is the start of the project. A good tool will help you then go on and manage the project as you go forwards. I then also wanted to talk to you quickly about its suitability for the UK market. Most people start searching for a software product on the web. It is the World Wide Web, and therefore you are going to get products that pop up from the States perhaps, or Canada, or even Australia, and some of those might look all right. However, are they working in things like feet and inches, which isn't really very suitable now here working in the UK in metric? Is it suitable for UK building regulations? Does it have lots of Americanisms in it, perhaps? Even just something simple like the way that you spell labour is different. That might look like a typo to a potential UK customer if you presented a customer quotation that had that spelling in it. So is it written in plain English? And is it oriented towards how we build in the UK, meeting UK building regulations? That leads me on to the next point, which is about seeing the massive materials prices fluctuations in the UK. And there's quite a lot of labour inflation as well, with labour shortages. So have you got a software product in front of you that is updated? Are the materials pricing updated? Is the catalogue extensive to suit most of the work that you do? How often are those prices updated within the software? Can you easily edit them? And are you restricted to perhaps a singular merchant, or can you have multiple merchant options downloading into the software, the merchants that you trade with? So have a think about that. All software will need a little bit of a review to make sure that it reflects your pricing, but you need to be able to easily edit them, which leads me to the next point about user friendliness. Is it reasonably straightforward to get to grips with? Obviously, if you're going for a smaller, simpler solution, it should be easier to learn. If you're taking on a package which is going to do a little bit more, it's for bigger projects, it's perhaps going to grow with your business. Maybe you've got the outputs that you need to deliver as well. It'll obviously take a little bit more time to learn, that such is life. If you're learning anything, it takes a little bit of time. So my advice here would be have a trial of the software on a job that you've perhaps already estimated, so you know the kind of price that you're looking for. But by the way, don't be surprised if the trial estimate actually ends up more expensive than you had perhaps anticipated. This could be for a couple of reasons. Obviously, it's not maybe out of the box tailored exactly to your pricing. You need to go in and check the labour rates. But also, I find that people have been missing a lot out of their estimates when they haven't been using a software solution. Their rule of thumb, square meterage or square footage kind of pricing, is out of date. They are carrying the wrong figure in their head as to what something should cost. So they're kind of like, oh my goodness, this is a bit more expensive than I thought. Also, a good solution will be including wastage, inflation, profit margins. So it will all add onto the end job price. So that's not necessarily the sign of the software being wrong. That's actually the sign of perhaps you haven't been incorporating everything within your quotation that you should have done. So in terms of the expertise that you require, obviously the solution should be developed with the trade and building firms in mind. But bear in mind, you need to spend a little bit of time on your first job to make sure that you get it right. So don't use the software under pressure. Set aside, a quiet afternoon to have a good look at it. Ultimately, though, the solution should, once you've got it, should speed up the processes within your business. It should help you turn around those quotations much more quickly. It'll certainly do that if there's lots of automation in the software. That tends to mean less keying in. Importantly, some solutions, some providers synchronize their software with other programs. So perhaps you have completed your estimate and then you have the full Gantt chart and project management tools off the back of it. Other tools can integrate with health and safety, so that from your estimate, when you get the job, you've got the health and safety documentation ready. Perhaps it might integrate with building contract software to ensure you get a contract out of the end of the estimate as well, so that when the customer says yes, you can then make that legal. So it's really important to understand how it synchronizes with other programs as well. So I've rattled through this, but clearly, you want to see what other people have been saying about the software. So get on the internet, look at Trustpilot, perhaps have a look at some Facebook comments about the software, have a look at reviews on the website, check out whether they've got any awards or other accolades, have they featured in magazines and so on. Where do they stand within the industry? How long have they been around? HBXL, for example, we've been here for 21 years supporting building firms. There are, over time, and we've seen them, companies that come and go. It takes a lot of hard work to run a software company, just as it does to run your building company. So software companies do come and go. So make sure that they're here for the duration and that they are going to support you long term. Which leads me to my next point about, are you working with a forward-thinking software company? Is there an active development team? Building changes and evolves. There's new technologies and IT, not just construction technologies, evolve as well. So you need to be with a company that's going to stick with it and get bugs fixed, release regular updates for you, respond to client feedback. Are they innovative? Are they thinking about how they can help you next? Which leads me to cost. Software, I think people have got a funny idea about how much software should cost. You can get some £10 a month software, or you can spend thousands and thousands. What is value for money is different for different people, but value doesn't necessarily, in my book, mean cheap. Cheap can sometimes mean unsupported. Cheap can sometimes mean perhaps a bit buggy. But on the other hand, it doesn't have to be super expensive. You can get the tools that you need that are affordable for your business. So make sure you've done some digging, and most software companies have different tiered packages for different entry levels. So there might be something that is more affordable, such as an annual subscription to get started, and then you might want to buy it outright further out. What support do you get with the software, and are there any hidden extras at the checkout? So talking of support, what do you get with it? Do you get telephone support at all? Plenty of software products do not include telephone support. Do you only get email support? and then check out if it is only email support, how quickly within their support policy, and will they get back to you if indeed they have a support policy. You'll be surprised to know that some companies don't. Are there lots of videos available? Can you get training should you want to? How long does the support end? And if it ends, how much does it cost to renew it? And is that in itself good value? So make sure that they're with you every step of the way with your journey, from once you've taken on the software to getting it running at the start, to really getting into your stride with it. And then once you are, sticking with you and helping you as you need in the future. But above all else, definitely have an online demo. Ask shed loads of questions. Don't be embarrassed to ask all those questions. A good demonstrator will have heard many of those questions before and be ready to help and support your business. Watch webinars, have a trial, and use that free trial in a stress-free environment, not when you've got a quote to get out tomorrow. Make sure that you give it an opportunity to really see how it's going to help your business. And if you'd like to know more from HBXL Building Software and what we can do for you, here's our contact details. You can email us, phone us, or visit the website hbxl.co.uk. And we are the proud developers of Estimator Express, which has been helping thousands of builders produce their estimates for projects, anything from renovation work to extensions, new builds, loft conversions, garage conversions, you name it. So we would be more than happy to talk to you about your business needs. So on that note, I am going to sign off today and say thank you very much for your time.